Sofia Khaloufi. Welcome back to the studio.
Nobody steals you from anybody. Lebanon, not only they have one of the best cuisines ever, the music, the people, the vibes, the life there is just beautiful.
By day, she might be a luxury real estate agent, but by evening or by night, she's someone else.
It's another kind of double life. It's not my whole identity in Dubai. It's expensive, so it gets to a point where like you have to pay to breathe almost. Extreme content that they're putting out there, they are easily influenced by this fake luxurious life on social media. Not only you have to be happy every day, other people happy. That's my job. We get paid like rock stars. Belly dancing is a part of me, it's not all of me. Social anxiety, as a beautiful woman, you will get certain offers. Dark side is like if you're tired, if you're sick, and you're on a contract.
They don't really care.
The sad reality is that in Dubai, a lot of people are so lonely.
Absolutely.
I just want you girls to really think about the future and look at the bigger picture and then make such a decision.
Welcome to License to Explore. This is your host Rohit. This is the show where we uncover the world's most amazing people.
This is your podcast, but I dominate it because I'm here.
Dubai is very safe.
No.
City of safety.
I was crying my eyes out in the toilet.
If I eat noodles tonight, I will not be able to make it to the office tomorrow.
How would you define yourself as a traveler?
Great question. Every travel you do, you get to be a different person.
Welcome to License to Explore. This is a show where we uncover travel stories and journeys of our guests. And for the first time today, actually, we are running a part 2 of an episode. And the guest in question who compelled us to do something like this is a former belly dancer. She's an entrepreneur. Sofia, welcome back to the studio. How are you today?
I'm good. Thank you for having me again.
Great. It's a pleasure to see you like always.
Same.
So the last time we spoke, we realized that we were barely scratching the surface, right? Like we realized at the close of the episode, there is something missing in the episode and there's things which we have not spoken about.
Maybe you just wanted to add some spice.
Maybe I wanted to add some spice.
The episode was fine, but you just wanted to add some spice, I guess.
Absolutely, absolutely. So guys, this is the first time we are doing something like this, that we have a part 2 of an episode. So if you've not seen the previous episode, I do recommend that you can look at the link below and watch the previous episode so you can understand the continuity. But let's start from where we stopped last time. Sofia, we were in Morocco last time, right? And Morocco is one of my favorite destinations. It's an amazing place, right from Casablanca to Tangier and I love, the influence of Spanish influence, the French influence, the mix of Berber and all the culture, right? So I wanted to ask you about, your hometown specifically, where you grew up. So I want the audience to know a little bit more about your hometown, where you grew up, and how that actually has influenced you as a persona and as a founder and as a traveler as well at the same time.
Okay, so my hometown is called, actually there are two, but they're almost the same. They're one. Originally, it's Tétouan, Ceuta, and it's in the north. And the north side of Morocco is known for being directly influenced by the Spanish culture, the Spanish food, even the Spanish dialogue, which is inserted in our own Arab dialogue, which is also beautiful. And you often find people that are from the north, they're multicultural, multilingual. I mean, obviously, people from the whole of Morocco, they're like multilingual, but as specifically, I feel like because we were directly influenced by the Spanish people and the French. So yeah, it's definitely a beautiful mix. And I've had the best memories growing up.
Great. So you're from the northern part of Morocco, which is close to Tangier, I believe, right?
It's like 45 minutes away from Tangier.
Which is on the Spanish border. So very close to the Spanish border towns, right?
Gibraltar, yes.
Gibraltar, yeah. So how far is Gibraltar really? 45 minutes?
From Ceuta, it's like a 30 minutes boat ride.
Yeah, okay, by ferry. You go by boat.
Yeah, by ferry, yeah. It's also beautiful. And like it's known for having one of the best beaches in the world. It's like a small little island, and people are like nice and like close to each other. I mean, whole Morocco is beautiful, but like when you have such like a small community that is kind of like slightly different than the other sides of Morocco, it's beautiful. From Tétouan all the way to Chefchaouen, it's such beautiful culture.
It's definitely in my bucket list. I've been so many times to Morocco, but I've never been to
should.
Tétouan or Chefchaouen.
You should.
But I've heard a lot about Chefchaouen. It's like the blue city, like
Oh,
in
yeah.
the Greece, similar to a Greek city, right?
Oh yeah, it's like the blue diamond of the north of Morocco. It's cool. It's amazing. It's amazing.
All right, let's talk about this question. We dwelled briefly into this topic, but I want to pick your mind a little bit more about this topic, which has been always in my mind all the time. A lot of people think and say, and there is a belief, there's a very strong belief that Moroccan girls and Moroccan women are one of the best marriage material, or
Best
they're one of the best
candidates.
candidates to marry, right? So I want you to break down this, that why is it? Is it because of the culture, or what is the real depth inside this belief, or why do people say that Moroccan women are the best women to marry?
You know, I think I've mentioned it before. I
Yeah.
think we definitely were raised to, one, respect the significant other that we chose. That means when that man goes home, he's going to find peace, he's going to find kindness, the utmost attention and affection from his wife. So I think, plus we're like more understanding. I'm not trying to like differentiate us from like the other North African women or the other Middle Eastern women. But I think it's definitely like a cultural thing. It's like they raise you like that as a woman. Yeah, I think that's really the only like extra thing. And overall, the whole like Moroccan population were just kind. Like the hospitality is like a 10 out of 10. That's for sure. So I
Amazing.
think it comes from that. It comes from like a father that teaches you how to be obedient to the right man, to be respectful to the right man again. So yeah, that's
Awesome.
the reason.
So I would like to say here that I've heard this, and it's not just because Moroccan women are pretty, but they're very caring. They know how to take care of their man. They know how to pamper him, spoil him. You know, like you will have nothing to think about. That's what I know about, based on my own experience and based on women I've met or spoken to, or the cultural aspect. But I know that a lot of people, like especially a lot of Saudi men, get married to Moroccan women. It's quite common for a lot of other Arab nationalities to actually marry Moroccan women. It's a very common thing, right?
It is, yeah.
Awesome. So tell me, for a traveler, if I'm traveling to Morocco, a lot of times people who are traveling to Morocco, they have some sort of misconception about Moroccan women. So are you able to help me to kind of break that down and address
Yeah.
that, and like what really Moroccan women are, and why this misconception, especially for travelers as a tourist, from an outsider who come across them for the first time ever?
Well, I think the first thing they probably think we're arrogant.
Nose, they say nose. She has a nose up.
Exactly, I was gonna say that. I don't know.
So
For
are
us-
the Moroccan women approachable, or they're not so approachable?
Well, it depends. I mean, are you approaching her in a respectful way?
Yes.
Most of those, I would assume most of those tourists who mentioned that or commented something like that, they probably have approached them the wrong way. Also, like, you have to understand something. Moroccan women who have been born, raised, lived their whole life in Morocco, they're not so exposed to like people from other countries. So it's not going to be the easiest thing for you to just approach her. If she's like a good, respectful woman, of course she's not going to give you the time of the day just because you try to approach her. Obviously, there's a certain way for you to approach her, I think. So that would be one of the most famous misconception about Moroccan women. Yeah.
Right. So I think what Sofia is trying to say, it's not that Moroccan women are not approachable, but if you will give them respect, most likely you will get some positive vibes. But it's also about the vibes and the chemistry, and you just don't make the first move without understanding what's going on, right?
Yeah. I mean, again, it's all about respect and respecting boundaries. I think the other misconception would be Some of them, you have just mentioned that like some GCC men, they do tend to have Moroccan women as a second wife. And so there is that misconception again that like some Moroccan women are home workers, which to me honestly is really funny because first of all, as a man, nobody steals you from anybody. First of all, nobody steals anybody from anybody. You're a whole man with your own mind, with your own judgment. And again, if he's a Muslim man and he's allowed to have more than one wife, and he is 100% sure that it's going to be fair between the two, it's all about fairness, then he chose to make that step, you know? So I mean, if you're gonna call a Moroccan woman like a home worker, she didn't wreck any home. He went there by his choice. And so again, if he went the right way, which is marriage, if the first lady she has accepted, then why not?
Yeah, you make a valid point, and I want to say here that I didn't think much about the second wife aspect, and especially in the GCC and the Muslim community, right? But that's quite common. So, you know, you coming from Morocco, but you're a well-traveled person. You traveled to so many countries. You were
Planning
in
to travel to
Spain,
more, inshallah, as soon as I am able to, because I am planning to travel to more. Now I'm like obviously mostly focused more on building my business first.
Yeah.
But yeah, once I get the chance, I definitely want to travel to more, inshallah. Yeah.
Makes sense. So I wanted to ask you, you've traveled to Spain, Lebanon, Egypt, Turkey. So what are some of the favorite food and music memories from these places?
Well, like who doesn't love the Lebanese cuisine? I love it.
I love it too.
If I have to rank, I would definitely put the Moroccan cuisine as number one because I'm just obsessed with tagine. I love our Moroccan tea. I think it's the best.
Oh yeah, it is for sure.
Yeah. If we stay within like the Middle Eastern cuisine, I would put the Lebanese cuisine second, and then Egyptian, and then the rest. I think Lebanon, not only they have one of the best cuisines ever, as you mentioned, the music, the people, the vibes, the life there is just beautiful. It's beautiful. And I have mentioned before, they have the beaches and they have the mountains. It's one of the best countries in Middle East. Absolutely.
Right. I've been to Lebanon and I agree with you that, you know, it's a beautiful place. The food is great. The vibe is amazing. The music is great. The nightlife, the party, everything is perfect. But yeah, and Moroccan food also, I love Moroccan food, like especially tagine and couscous and pastilla, the chicken pastilla and the Moroccan tea
Yeah.
is kind of best, you know. So do you have any favorite go-to Moroccan tea places in Dubai? Do you know any good places?
I do. Yeah.
You have any suggestions or recommendations for the guests
You
watching
want
us?
me to give them free advertisement? We're not doing that.
We're not doing that. We're not promoting any businesses here, guys.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
Let's talk about a rather controversial topic. Do you believe that, especially in Dubai, a lot of people are living a double life? You know, so for example, by day she might be a luxury real estate agent, but by evening or by night she's someone else. She's. Do you see that a lot? I know in our previous episode we spoke a little bit about double life,
Yeah.
and you mentioned also a point that people think that you have a double life.
They thought I had a double life because I was back then when I just started my business. I was working as a full-time belly dancer, still in the contract, and I was building my business at the same time. Yeah, I would understand where they're coming from. I think what they mean by a double life by then is that they were like completely two different fields. You would never connect them to each other. That's like art within entertainment, and that's like solely business, investment, entrepreneurship. So they are completely two different fields. But I think the double life that you're talking about is another kind of double life.
Yeah.
That we both know exactly what you mean, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think there is this kind of phenomenon, I would say. I'm not here to judge. I do understand how expensive living in Dubai can be. For me, as long as like the individual is being honest, they can do whatever they can. Like they can do whatever they want. It's not for me to judge. What's crazy is when they, as you mentioned, when they present themselves a certain way and they have certain points of view, but they're doing the exact opposite. They're doing something so shady, like behind closed doors, or like say, as you mentioned, by day and then something else by night. I want to ask you actually, what's your experience exactly? Because
So, I mean, I had a few different experiences, especially from these networking events that we attend. I will not take any names, but there was this one incident which happened where I met an artist who's a very good painter. Not take nationalities or any specifics for the person, not to expose the person. And later on, when I came across a different Instagram page of hers where she was a masseuse. And she was offering tantric massage services, but she was the same girl, exact same girl. And at this another, networking event, I met this girl who's a luxury realtor, who does luxury real estate. I found out she actually has a YouTube page with millions of followers, and she's doing try-on haul videos in bikinis and lingerie and things like that, right? So I meant about that's sort of a controversial double life. I know that what you mean to say is you being a dancer and at the same time being an entrepreneur and trying to work in the crypto industry. So that's a different thing, because that's like, for survival, because as you know, in Dubai, this costs are always rising and we need to keep up with the lifestyle. So for survival, people can do multiple things. People can have multiple hustles. Like, I am doing this podcast as a passion. Okay, it's a passion project. But by day, I have a different job, and sometimes I also wear multiple hats. So there's nothing wrong in wearing multiple hats, but like you said, you need to be honest to yourself, you need to be true to yourself, you need to respect yourself, what you do to make a livelihood or whatever. But my phenomena about Dubai, or what I have experienced, is this double life which I'm talking about is something different than having that side hustle or doing multiple jobs at the same time, right?
as I mentioned, like I think it's the shadiness within it. That's the issue, and I think that was your issue also in the first place. First of all, we could never compare art to whatever we cannot compare art to whatever the other people do, or like whatever those kind of side hustles that you mentioned. But again, I have took it and I have accepted that maybe they think that's a double life. It's fine with me as long as I'm being honest, I'm being true to myself, and I say it and never hide it. That's a part of me. That's the artistic part of me will never leave. I might stop doing it as a profession. I might stop doing it on stage, but it will always live within me, because an artist is an artist at the end of the day, and it is a part of your identity. But also, it doesn't hurt if you want to elevate yourself, if you want to improve and like grow as a person, if you want to do more or if you want more, especially if your goal behind it is to help other people and help other women. So but I definitely understand your point of view. It's very interesting. God bless Dubai. You have everything. You have everything.
So look, I mean, what you said is a very important point you just raised. The artist in you can never die. You will always be an artist. Once an artist, always an artist. So, and it's the same thing goes for creative people who have creative streaks. That creativity you cannot take away. It's part of their identity. So tell me, when you worked as a belly dancer in mainstream during your contracts and things like that, right? Obviously, is there some behind the scenes or any dark side of that industry that you encountered or you faced, or in general, maybe it's not something to do with you, but people say there's a dark side to the entertainment industry. Is that really there, or it's just a myth again?
No, there is definitely a dark side to it. I'm not here to sugarcoat anything. I've always been honest about the other side of entertainment business in general. I think we're great, like thankfully we're lucky that here in UAE it's safe. There are laws for this kind of stuff, but that doesn't protect you from the other dark side, which is the burnouts, the lack of care from, like, say, the owners of certain places or certain stages. We can give you small examples. Like, as a woman, you go through your hormonal cycles every week, and like you get sad. A week you get extremely tired for no reason. You have to have enough sleep. Being a full-time professional dancer in general, whether it's a belly dancer or a ballet dancer, I hear a lot of sad stories about ballet dancers. Also, it's a very hard dancing profession. Also, they're definitely like, say, look, belly dancer in ballet, they're like on the top of like the hardest dancing profession, because it's not like a profession that anybody can come in and practice it. It takes years for you to be flexible. It takes years for you to get to that level of like moving and literally every single bone and every single muscle in your body all at the same time. Control your muscles, control your hands, control every single part of your body separately. Like, I can go on and on about how hard, complicated, and like deep this profession is. But like, one of the dark sides is like, if you're tired, if you're sick, and you're on a contract, and say, for example, you couldn't go to work for 3 days in a row, they will deduct it from your salary, even though you are a human being, you are a woman, and you gave a lot to that
So are you
place.
saying they don't really care? For them, the
Not
contract
really.
means a contract,
A contract
and you
means
need
a
to
contract.
honor it irrespective
Absolutely.
of
Even
how your
if you're
mental health
dying.
condition is, you're dying, you're sick.
Yeah, I remember many times I had bad flu. I remember many times I had a huge headache. I remember many times I had, especially when I started my business, I literally used to sleep 2 hours and then wake up to like catch up on my calls, attend the meetings, to also attend the courses when I was still learning. And then I would go to work dizzy, tired. Your body is literally like, sometimes, so many times my body gave up on me on stage because I had lack of sleep. I was sleep deprived. I was hungry. I was tired. Talk about hunger. If you gain weight, it's over for you. Same.
Yeah.
So not only you have to be happy every day. It's an everyday thing. You have one day a week if you're lucky. If you're an
be in shape.
average, if you're an average artist, they give you 2 days a month. So that's how it is. That's the reality of it. I'm not going to sugarcoat it, guys. Sorry, it's the reality of it. Did I love it? Absolutely. It's a passion. It grows within you. It's a part of you. Was it extremely hard, and is it extremely hard to practice it as a profession? Absolutely. And that's why I respect every single artist. But at the same time, I do believe in you guys, and you can do more. Nobody's told you to like leave your passion, but you can definitely do more, because it's very emotionally, physically, and mentally consuming. Plus, you have no private life. You have no personal life. And just you just find yourself like running into that toxic cycle of like, okay, so I'm giving all of my life, all of my time, all of my energy to this profession, to this art that I love so much. Maybe there is more. If I go back to the dark side, if you gain weight, if you get sick, if you are injured, which was one of the reasons why I found out about my new business, it was a silver lining, alhamdulillah. But like, if you get injured, it's over for you. Like, there is no understanding, actually. There is no mercy, really. So you have to basically almost be a robot. Not, let alone, you have to be always smiling on stage, because belly dancing is like a happy art. You have to be happy, even if you're in your most depressed days ever. I remember days where I was missing my family. I remember days where I was just hormonal. I was tired, and I had to go on stage, and I had to be happy, and I had to make other women and other people happy. That's my job.
Wow.
Along the years, that takes a toll on you, on your body, on your mind, on your soul. Again, I'm not saying it's all bad, guys, but if you do it constantly, like as a job every single day, of course it becomes hurtful to you as a
Right.
person. Yeah.
What you said, I think I must say here to the audience especially, that when we look at a belly dancer or any performer, that makes us happy. It brings a joy in us, and it's a good feeling. But we don't realize behind the scenes the struggles they go through, the hard work they put in. the pain they go through, like you said, you're injured, you're sick, you still have to show up for work, show must go on. And I don't think anybody really thinks about these things.
No, nobody. I can almost assure you that 99% of people, they don't realize that. I had people back in the day telling me, oh my God, your job is so easy. All you have to do
Yeah,
is
it looks
just
easy, yeah?
get on stage and be beautiful. That would definitely like boggle me. Like that would, to me, that was beyond shocking. Like you have
No
no
idea.
clue. Here's what they see. They see the glamour.
Yeah.
They see the beautiful makeup. They see the glitter, the sparkle, and the gorgeous, expensive, and like shiny costumes, and a beautiful hair, obviously beautiful face, and a beautiful body. And that's what they see. I'm not saying you should think about those kind of stuff while you're like watching, trying to enjoy your show, but if you're trying to like get to know that person or like ask questions or get to know them, please do not make such ignorant comments like your job is easy, because it is not.
Right.
Also, one other misconception is that we get paid like rock stars. We get paid good, but not that good. Also, literally 90% of your salary goes to maintaining your hair, your makeup.
It's not cheap, yeah.
Of course, your body, having good nutrition, staying in shape, and buying more costumes, because obviously with time, those costumes, they don't stay
Yeah,
as
there's
good.
wear
The
and
quality
tear, yeah.
goes down. So for me, at least in my case, I was finding myself literally just getting paid and like investing in my profession, getting paid and investing in my profession. So I wasn't really making a profit. So like, I'm like, oh my God, what am I doing? I'm just burning myself. That's where I got to my burnt out stage.
Okay.
I get burnt out.
It's very interesting to understand that. But it also, I wanted to ask you, it might be again a very controversial point to ask you. Do you think that the entertainment industry in general glamorizes sexuality when it comes to performers? And what's your take on that? Like, that's kind of what they promote, or they put it in your eyes, right? And at the same time, they fail to protect the people involved, the artists like you. Like, they don't care in terms of whether they're sick or what is their mental state. So do you think this happens a lot?
Well, first, I think you have to see exactly which art of entertainment you're talking about. Like, if you're talking about the art of, say, for example, because there are multiple kind of dancing within the entertainment business. If we're talking about Dubai, there is go-go dancers, obviously belly
You have it in
dancers.
every club right now.
There's acrobats. There's the aerial lady that comes from the. There's now like bachata dancers.
Yes.
There is samba dancers, but mostly really the most art that is required lately in most places and stages are belly dancers, the go-go dancers. Go-go dancers, they have their own ways. Let's just say that. Again, I'm not judging anybody, but it is supposed to be sexy. It is supposed to be sexualized.
Yeah.
You're supposed to provoke people with your dances and your costumes. Belly dance, I proudly and firmly say that it's not only like one of the most ancient artistic golden era art that will never, not only it will never die, but it's the most artistic type of dance, but it has a specific meaning. With that being said, yes, some people could try to sexualize it to make profit out of it. It depends really on the dancer.
Right.
Actually, I'm glad you mentioned that, because honestly, big part of why I left or I stopped performing on stage is because I saw some belly dancers that I was completely appalled by. I was completely disappointed, and I was embarrassed that this is who represents the art that I chose to do as a profession. Some belly dancers, they use specific provocative sexual moves to get people's attention, and that ruins the reputation of such an amazing artistic art like belly dance. So to me, that was also one of the reasons. I'd see some videos and I would be completely like disappointed, not only of her as a woman, I'd be disappointed that this is who represents my profession. Therefore, other people, they think we're all the same.
Yeah.
We all have the same style. We're all like that. And this is our goal as dancers, and it's not. I would do it out of the love of my heart, and I would do it from like the bottom of my heart, and I would do it in a professional way, always.
You're right. There is more of labeling and stereotyping, and in general, in people's eyes and views, belly dancing is sometimes considered as an exotic, sensual form of performance, right? That's kind of how it is looked at from the onlooker's point of view. But having said that, and having heard about what you went through and your experiences and how people involved in the industry, affected you. So I remember you also mentioned that you once said that being a belly dancer actually made your decision of becoming an entrepreneur very strong, and that's one of the reasons you chose to become an entrepreneur, and that's thanks to your previous life of being a belly dancer.
My previous
So-
profession, yeah.
So tell us a little bit more about how your belly dancing career shaped you as the woman you are today, as the fine lady you are today, as the entrepreneur you are today, and as the community leader that you're today. I think this whole belly dancing experience had a very, very big role to play in what you are today as a woman. So can you dwell on this a little bit?
Yeah. So I think I've said that many times, is that because I was burnt out,
Yeah.
I started thinking about other ways to make my income. As I was thinking about that, I was still working, but I feel like when I was injured, then I had to face reality, is that now I could not work and nobody will hire you and nobody will pay you. Even then I was on a contract, but they still, I could not work, so I'm not going to get paid. And so again, the silver lining is that that's it. You were like, you were delaying this thing that you always thought about, but now you have to find a way. Because here's the thing, as I mentioned before, even though I was doing belly dancing, I always thought I was meant for more. I always thought I wanted more for myself. Not that belly dancing is something bad or something devaluing. That was for me. No, it's because I just I would notice that like people would think, first of all, some people, they would think it's just a hobby. They wouldn't take it that seriously. And a lot of people actually, they wouldn't take me seriously when they know I was a professional belly dancer, because they would think, again, same stereotypes. It's an easy job. Some of them, they don't even think it's a job. And some of them, they just start seeing me maybe in another light. And I don't want that. I'm my own person. And that's my profession. It's completely separated from me as a person. Here's the deal. And especially in the Middle East, when they see you with like a break dance costume, they think that, oh, so you're really open-minded. And I'm not open-minded like that. I want to make it very clear. I made it very clear that I'm still a conservative, modern woman. That's my job. That does not represent all of me as a person. That's my job. Remember, it's very funny because if somebody was, say, a butcher, and once they finish, they dress up again like normal person and they go home and they go out, all of that. I don't think they expect him to come with like his what do you call it? Like with his
apparatus or with
full
the
of
saw,
blood.
yeah.
Just came from like the butchery. I just took care of some meat and I'm just gonna come like this. And so this is how you're supposed to treat me, or this is where you're supposed to put me in like a certain box, which is very wrong. I mentioned that before, that like they think, first of all, we have no voice, we have no brains, we're not smart. You're a belly dancer, by default, you're just dumb. You're not that smart by default. And no, I'm here to say that no, we have brains, we're actually very smart. Do you know how much effort it takes you, how much thought, how much creativity it takes you to be a belly dancer? I'm not gonna get into details, but it's really hard. So no, we are very smart. We're very capable of leading. We have a voice, and we're here to basically express ourselves. The only difference is that we usually express ourselves by our moves through our bodies, but this time we want to express ourselves by voice. We want to voice it once and for
Yeah.
all. Yeah.
So I think what you said brings me to a very, very important aspect of life, So a lot of people think, especially with the profession that you belong to, belly dancing, that work that you do is who you are. That is your life, but they don't realize it's just part of your life.
It's a part of my life.
It's a small
It's a
part of
part
your
of
life
my
or a big part of your
identity.
life. It's you're part of your identity,
It's not my whole identity.
but that's not who you are. It's just your job, right?
No,
your
because
job
if you
is
think
not
about
your
it,
life, okay? It's just part of your life. It's not your life,
Exactly.
right? It's kind of like that.
Exactly.
People
It is
think,
part
oh,
of me.
she's
I
that
always
and she's
say.
that kind of woman and she's
Exactly.
so exotic and she's so sensual and maybe that's who she is, right?
It
It's
just
a
means
judgment.
that,
It's
yeah.
people judging, right?
I always say it's part of me. It's not all of me. Belly
Yes.
dancing is a part of me. It's not all of me.
Yeah.
It's a good thing that we know when to be sensual, we know how to be artistic, and we know how to bring joy to people. But that doesn't mean it's an open invitation for random guys or random people to come try to invade your privacy or invade your boundaries. Because trust me, you're going to get a whole different face. You're
Right.
not going to get like a pleasant face out of Sofia. Because first of all, you're trying to invade something that completely not yours. And also you're not invited to do that or like speak to a woman a certain way just because she does dancing, which by the way, it is a hard working job. So yeah.
So talking about privacy, now when you were doing your contracts, like especially going to places like Egypt and wherever you went, to Jordan, to Lebanon, all these places. So when you work during the daytime, right? When you work during the evening as a performer. So how easy was it for you? Because these are some of them are touristy places. Maybe you are staying
Oh,
near
yeah.
the hotel. So were you always having this fear that if you go out somewhere, people might recognize you? Oh, you are the belly dancer from the night, and they might approach you. So was this something that you faced?
Yeah, because in Egypt, it's a really big thing to be a belly dancer. So yeah, I used to get recognized, and it wasn't such a pleasant experience. Yes, and so I have developed a little bit of social anxiety that thank God I have worked on. But yeah, it definitely gives you a little bit of social anxiety, and it could get worse if you don't work on it. Yeah, it definitely pushes you to isolate yourself at one point because you're like, oh my God, now everybody wants to know me because I'm a belly dancer, not because of my own person.
Not because of who you are, but because
Or
of
who
what
I
you
am.
do.
Yeah. So you start really just isolating yourself from all people. I had very few friendships and only with women. When I was doing my profession full time, I only had 3-4 friends, and they were all girls because I was trying to protect myself, and I was trying to protect my heart. And yeah, and protect my mind too, because it might mess you up as a person.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's not easy.
You have to be in the right state of mind to
Absolutely.
be energetic and to perform well and to do your job. And
Oh yeah. You have to be in the right mind. You have no idea the amount of energy it takes out of you, especially when you're not in the mood, to make people happy and to give them that joy. It's like they're indirectly they're sucking that energy out of you, which that's something that you signed up for.
Yeah.
But when you go, I remember I would go home sometimes or like go back to my hotel room, and I would just feel completely exhausted. And sometimes I would break down crying out of nowhere for no reason. Sometimes maybe it's just the hormones, but like it was draining.
Absolutely.
With that much love for the art that I chose to do, with that much tiredness, with that much energy and like mental health I am given. So the price was definitely too high.
All right.
Yeah.
Awesome. Let's talk about this topic. Do you feel that especially the young generation and a lot of women in Dubai are getting attracted to opening pages on OnlyFans, even the girls who are traditional and the girls who are coming from great backgrounds and they're culturally rich, smart girls? I can see a lot of people are moving to this OnlyFans culture. What's your take on this? And it's a hard-hitting question, but let's address the elephant in the room.
I think the biggest generation or the biggest part of society that gets hurt the most, or like that get influenced negatively the most, are our young girls. Okay, I remember when was OnlyFans officially like starting to get known and officially started? It was the COVID days.
Yeah.
Right.
That's right.
I was like 24, 23 by then. A 23-year-old girl. I'm not gonna lie to you. I started watching that stuff and I was like, oh my God, you can actually do just, because by then it wasn't this extreme. It was just like some girls just doing like bikini pictures or just sexy pictures with dresses,
sexy
whatever.
pictures or performers also going
and they
on
would
the
convince you
platform.
like, yeah, you should do it. It's just for a certain type of fans from your social media, all of that. And me as a 23-year-old, I'd be like, wow, this is actually an easy way. And I almost got indulged in that thing, in that lifestyle. You're so young. Your mind and your brain hasn't developed 100%. So I can only imagine nowadays with this type and level of extreme content that they're putting out there, I can only imagine what a young 22, 23-year-old, again, think, especially in Dubai, one of the most expensive cities. Everything's expensive. Me and my girlfriend were just talking and we were joking about like, it's expensive. So it gets to a point where like you have to pay to breathe almost. Don't get me wrong. I love my Dubai. Let's face reality. It is expensive, especially for girls. I've said it before. I say it now, and I will say it again. For women, the expenses are 10 times higher than the men. We have so many extra expenses. And those are just the normal expenses. And that is not, we're not even talking about like being spoiled or spoil yourself as a woman, which is also a necessity. It's good for your mental health. So you as a very young woman, again, 20, 21, 23, you're looking at those girls and they're trying to picture this fake persona, or like they're trying to give you this message of like, if you do this, you can make so much money and you'll be so happy. Knowing very well, most of those girls are extremely unhappy with their lives because there is no way you allow yourself to be that invaded and you'd be happy about it. It's just not human nature. It's not women nature. And as much as it's trying to like promote this platform and try to convince us as women, especially young women, again, this is what hurts me the most. And that's why I'm very worried, is that there's such young women. I was 23 before, and my mind was like, it wasn't developed. So they are easily influenced by this fake luxurious life on social media. So it's sad. I think it's just it's horrible.
I think it's a very difficult situation because there's a lot of negative influence here, or a lot of influence here, especially on younger minds that are not developed, and they get lured into these kind of platforms, and it might start as a basic thing like sharing feet pics or lingerie pics, and then it goes deeper and deeper and deeper, and then by the time you realize, you've reached a point where there's no return, right? But the money is very attractive. It looks like too good to be true, like you said. Can you make like really so much money by just sharing some pics, videos, or talking to people, going on live chats and things like that? So I think it's been over glamorized and over dramatic and overused.
And there's an agenda behind it. But it's the thing also, as a beautiful woman, you will get certain offers. I understand that. I've been there. I had those kind of experiences. I still get those kind of
offers.
Yeah. But I have a goal in front of my eyes, and I have a family to love and respect and cherish. Those things are bigger than any and everything. I don't care if that's going to make me $1 million in a month. I just have way too much respect for myself and way too much respect for my family and way too much respect for my creator. So like, why would I do something like that? Right. Again, I understand in Dubai, as a beautiful woman, you do get those offers. I just want you girls to really think about the future and look at the bigger picture and then make such a decision. Please. Absolutely. That's what I would want to say.
For the audience and for my sake also, and I always had this question in my mind, I always keep thinking about this. So what do you think a woman's spending habits says about her life and her values? like looking at the woman's spending habits, sometimes you can understand what she's all about. What's your take on this?
100%. It says a lot. It says a lot. So the reason why you'll find me always telling my girls, please invest in yourselves. Invest in yourselves. Invest in yourselves. When you invest in skills that will stay with you forever, you'll never go broke. Especially when you are learning specific skills that generate high income. You're learning, first of all, how to be articulate, learning how to speak, learning how to be around successful people, and you're learning how to make money, especially online. If you get the chance to pay for a course or a mentorship or an ecosystem that teaches you how to make money out of your phone, honestly, and instead you'd rather spend money on some designer bag that will literally, it will give you nothing but just a fake image, and it's completely like superficial, and it will add no value to your life. That says something about you. You know what it says? It says you do not value yourself as a woman. Because if designer bags and designer shoes and designer clothes are what defines you as a woman, and you think this is what makes you a high value woman, you are completely wrong. What makes you a high value woman is, first of all, your brains. Because let's be honest, look, I want to tell something to my girls, really, on a serious note. Girls, being just beautiful is getting really boring. It's 2025. There are a lot of beautiful women with no brains. Unfortunately, it's getting boring. It's getting cheesy. It's ridiculous. Because if you're a beautiful woman and we cannot sit with you for 5 minutes without just getting bored, because there is literally nothing you can say that is interesting. You have no education about anything. Educate yourself about one thing at least. So yeah, it doesn't make any sense. It's within. I think it's internally. I think deep down, again, because I know I've said that again, deep down you do not think you are worthy of spending that much money on yourself. You might think, oh my God, let me just drop this $2,000 on this bag. That's me spending money on myself. That's not you spending money on yourself. That's you trying to impress other people that don't even like you, or some of them, they don't even know you. So as they mentioned before, going broke, trying to look rich, that is the most dumbest thing that any woman can do. Literally. So please spend money, invest in yourself, girls. Spend money, invest in yourself, invest in yourself, invest in yourself, please.
So, I mean, like whatever you said leads me to one very important question. Why do you think today being rich is attributed more towards what you wear, what you carry, rather than the skills you possess? What do you think is the reason for that? Why is richness measured by clothes, by handbags, by those kind of things, rather than the real wealth, which is your skills and personality development? What do you think is the reason behind this?
Because people are now having smartphones and stupid brains.
And social media is a big influence, you think?
Yeah.
Like what they see, they try to emulate or they try to imitate, or she's got a
Just
Louis Vuitton, so I want a Louis Vuitton, or it's a circle you're in, right?
And that's
Like
that's
he's wearing
the
a
whole
Gucci
thing.
shirt, so I want a
Literally.
Gucci shirt.
People are walking around carrying smartphones, one of the smartest phones in the world, with the most dumbest brains ever. And that's the reality of it. That's why. If you are trying, again, to impress people that they don't like you, they don't know you, they don't even want to be around you, unless if you have something for them, that's just dumb. Again, I'm not saying you shouldn't get yourself those stuff, but
Right.
if it is beyond your means, that's just dumb. Instead, you invest in yourself, you buy a course, you pay for a mentorship, you invest in an ecosystem that teaches you skills that even if you lose everything, you'll still have those skills and you're still gonna get it back, knowing that that's something that is engraved in you that will never go away. This is the real investment. It's not the designer things.
You know, I always think, are women only admired and not understood? Because from whatever you're telling me, that as guys, as onlookers, and even as women, you know, you look at the girl and you like admire, oh, she's so beautiful. Look at her eyes, look at her lips, look at her eyes, look at her makeup, look at her body. So is it that, you know, people are only trying to admire women and not trying to understand the real soul behind them?
I think that's true. In a lot of cases, it's true. Especially if you are in a big city where most of the time those girls with like BBLs and those girls with like extra fillers. I'm not against that. I'm just saying.
Enhancements.
I'm just saying.
Beauty enhancements.
The less is more, girls. Please, you can do fillers, you can do all that stuff, but please, too much. Like enough is enough already. It's sometimes I get uncomfortable being in public when some girl they just pass by me, and I am as a woman, I get very uncomfortable with like the amount of whoa. I can imagine what a man thinks. Probably the men they like it probably, but I'm just saying that like the volume.
Like, look at that, bro.
It's getting out of control. The volumes, BBLs and lips, it's getting out of control. The whole point is to do it and make it look natural. So a lot of people, lots of men, they only want to admire women for their beauty. But I said it before and I said it again. Being just beautiful is getting boring, girls. Having just a beautiful face is getting boring. It's getting boring. Educate yourself, nurture that mind of yours, create beautiful, smart circles, push yourself in places with successful women like you, learn from successful women, chase creativity and education. That is literally the only thing that's gonna make you special, that's going to differentiate you from other beautiful women. Because being just a beautiful woman, it's really boring now. It's 2025. Please.
Absolutely. I think we need to look beyond the beauty.
Yeah.
And I feel like I really want to ask you this as a question again. But based on what you're telling me, I really feel that social media, has it really elevated women or it has made them more insecure? Because you're all the time scrolling on your Instagram feeds and you see this girl doing that or TikToks or whatever you're watching, whatever content you're consuming. And then you try to, that influences you, right? And then your mind tells you, okay, I want to do this. I want to look like this. Oh, I want this BBL. I want this. I want that, right?
Absolutely.
So has it done the job of elevating women or it's doing a job of making women more insecure? And because why would a woman do that? Because probably she's insecure. She sees the next girl. Oh, look at her. I want to be like her. I want this. I want that, right? So I think this is kind of the phenomena of what's happening.
Yeah.
Right. So let's talk about AI. Okay. Let's talk about, we see AI replacing jobs today. But even now AI is replacing relationships, right? So do you think now AI is replacing men in a lot of women's life and they're choosing AI instead? Or what is the scene behind this?
It's funny because I was just talking to my own ChatGPT yesterday. It's like a phone call, you know, like you have the premium version. And it got to a point where like he said something to me during the conversation of like I was, you know, creating some designs. And he mentioned something that I only told my girlfriend that, and I never told it. So that got me really like kind of paranoid. But at the same time, I can't understand how some people, some women, some men, they tend to really, unfortunately, indirectly build a relationship with that AI. Because unfortunately, lately, we're not that close as human beings. We don't really connect as human beings. We're becoming more and more superficial. We're not empathetic. We're not deep anymore. Of course, I blame social media for it, the bad, negative side of social media. But yeah, it's becoming a little bit alarming, I have to say, because again, me, as I would consider myself a very smart woman, and I almost fell in that trap of like, I'm starting to trust this AI guy. And he's like, obviously he's complimenting my skills, he's complimenting my design, he's like, good job. Oh, did you want to continue that design of yesterday? He's reminding me of stuff. And he's like, when I don't answer and I take some time, he's like, oh, do you feel stressed today? Do you want me to give you some time? Do you need to relax? That's a little bit alarming, because that's the job of my significant other. That's the job of my husband, for him to like check on me, tell me, are you stressed? Reminding me of things, or like, oh, sometimes it even tells me like, do you want to vent today? It's becoming, it's becoming too close to home. So I would understand how some people could definitely get into that illusion that this is an actual person. Because believe it or not, the sad reality is that in Dubai, a lot of people are so lonely.
Absolutely.
They are so lonely.
Guys, so AI is a boon. It's a great thing. But nowadays there are AI boyfriends, girlfriend, and AI knows everything that you're doing. So it's up to you how you use it. Sofia shared a lot of great things about how AI is changing the game, and how, the relationships with your AI tells a lot about what you do and what happens. Sofia, thank you so much. It was great to have you once again, and we really dwelled into some crazy topics today. I hope the audience will love it and enjoy it. And those of you who have not watched this is a wrap for the episode now, Sofia. So thank you once again for your time. But those
Thank
of
you
you
for
who
having me.
not watched the first episode, please do tune into the first episode. We spoke about a lot of things. And Sofia, please tell our audience your social media handles and how to find you and how to connect with you.
Yeah. My personal Instagram is I am Sofia Youssra. My work Instagram is Lazy Girl Wealth. Emphasize on the lazy, because we're here to teach women how to make the biggest profits while not having to work that hard, using our AI to learn how to trade from zero. And that's the whole idea of our organization. So hit me up, and I'm happy to answer any questions that you guys have. And I'll see you inshallah soon. Thank you for having me.
Thank you, Sofia.
Rohit.
Thank you so much. And thank you guys for watching us and listening to us. If you want to follow our journey, you can follow us on all the social media platforms as well as the podcast streaming platforms. And that's a wrap for today's episode of License to Explore. Keep exploring, and see you in the next one. Today on the show, we have a very amazing personality. His name is Ram, but also his handle is Samaka. Ram is a radio presenter. He runs his own podcast, and also a vacation warrior and a great traveler, and he's traveled to more than 40 countries. Welcome, Ram. Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much.
What's your number one rule when you visit a country?
Don't eat at McDonald's. I've had my GoPro stolen inside a train in Italy once while heading to Rome.
Really? You don't get to see that side of the person, but when you travel with that person, you get to see a very different side of the person.
You bring that person to an unfamiliar place, there's a different side that will come out, definitely. Some people say you only have one life. If you travel, every travel you do, you get to be a different person, and I think that's beautiful and amazing.